So today I'm going to tell you guys a very special story about the first time I went homeless for a night. So this is when I first started hanging out with the group of friends that are my best friends now. It was winter of 2011, winter break from school, and if you were in the Pacific Northwest during then, you remember the big snowstorm. It was like one of the first times we had a foot and a half of snow on the ground, and it was pretty awesome as a kid. Didn't have to drive anywhere, no responsibilities. So it was winter break. I go over to my friend Quavius's house for the second or third time. I had just met these kids, but I really fucked with them. I had a lot of fun with them. So I'm at Quavius's house. We're probably smoking weed and hanging out, playing Xbox or watching movies. And he says, "Hey man, let's go homeless for the night." And I was kind of like, "What do you mean, let's go homeless for the night?" And so he was like, "I don't know, let's just leave and we'll figure it out." So we wait for his parents to go to bed and we go. We go to the kitchen, we get some snacks, we grab some coats, some backpacks, and we make our way out the door. Our first idea was to sleep in the woods, and I don't know why we thought this was a good idea with all the snow on the ground or how we would even do it. So we went to the woods right off the back road by their house, and first we tried to find wood for a fire so we could sleep there. And we found a little bit of wood, but it would not light. It was the middle of winter. There was more snow on the ground than we'd ever seen. And I don't know why we thought the wet wood would light. So we try to light the wood, it doesn't work, and basically we figure out we need another game plan. So we take some time to think about it and we kind of just start heading towards town. We hit the McDonald's to get warm for a little bit, probably got some water, some soda, and we talk about what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And we decide we'll walk to our friend's house who lives up the hill on the other side of town. And again, it was snowing. We were 14. It was the middle of the night, but we did it. We didn't really care. And so we start making our way to the other side of town. We pass McDonald's, we pass the main road, we get to the other side, we go up the huge hill in the freezing cold, and finally we get to our friend's house and we knock on the window, which is also pretty crazy of us because if I found some random kids knocking on my window in the middle of the night, I would probably freak the fuck out. So we knock on the window, but our friend is asleep and he doesn't come out. So again, our plans fell through and we're kind of like, well, now we're fucked. What do we do? So we just start roaming. It was me, my friend Quavies, our friend Shane, and our friend Jackson. We're walking around, we're smoking weed, we're being loud, we're being rambunctious, we're throwing snow, and eventually we're walking down one of the main roads just at the bottom of the hill that our friend lived on, and we were walking through parking lots smoking and being crazy. I'd only been smoking weed for probably like 6 months at this point, so none of us had a tolerance. We were all stupid high. And so we're walking down through the businesses, through the neighborhoods, and we get to this one parking lot and we don't know what to do, so we kind of just chilled there for a while. We're smoking weed, we're being loud, we're walking around, we're fucking with each other. And for some reason, we didn't think anyone was in this business. It was a retirement home, and it didn't click to us that people lived there overnight. So we were kind of just being reckless, being loud, and eventually the people inside must have called the cops because right after we left there, as we're walking up the street a little bit, two cop cars pull up, and I think there was three cops. Three cops get out of the cars with smiles on their faces, and they're kind of like, "What are you guys doing?" And we're like, "Oh, just walking around, going to see our friend." And right at this moment, they should have called our parents. We were 14 years old, in the middle of the night, in the snow, walking around when we shouldn't have been. But they say to us, and I'm 100% serious, they must have smelled the weed because they said, "You guys smell like good kids." And they spend the next 10 or 20 minutes kind of just talking to us, figuring out what we're doing, probably thinking about what they should do. And I'm pretty sure they were just fucking with us because they could definitely smell the weed on us. And they got our friend Jackson to get in the trunk of their patrol car so they could take pictures and joke with him. And again, we were kids. Should not have been there. It's kind of crazy how nonchalant these cops were. And so we have the weed. We're kind of freaking out. We're like, "Fuck, dude, we're gonna get arrested. This is fucked." And again, the cops are kind of just chilling, just talking with us. And eventually, they ask us where we're going, and we're like, "Oh, we're going to McDonald's on our way back home." So instead of calling our parents or bringing us home or anything like that, they put three of the biggest guys, me, Shane, and Quavies, in one cop car, and Shane's got the weed pipe in his pocket, and I know they could smell it because they said something about it. And so again, just sweating bullets this whole car ride, panicking. And then we finally get to McDonald's, and this was the moment of truth. We see what they're actually going to do. And again, instead of calling our parents, instead of arresting us, instead of taking our weed, they literally just dropped us off at McDonald's and said, "Have a good night." And the cops in our area are usually assholes, so this was like extremely shocking. And I mean, they were cool as fuck. We were kids. They probably should have done something more, but I guess they were fine with it. We weren't causing any trouble. And this was when weed was still illegal, so they definitely had grounds to arrest us. Plus, we were kids. But for some reason, they didn't, and they just dropped us off at McDonald's. So we might have got him a chicken or some water cups again or something. And then we kind of just made our way back to Quavies' house. And to this day, I still don't know why they didn't arrest us or take our weed or why those cops were so cool. But it was kind of a crazy story. Tell me about your crazy stories in the comments. Thank you for liking and subscribing. And I will see you guys next time.